two teenage girls have been arrested because of them bullying another teenager to the point where she committed suicide. Now, this case took place in St. Petersburg, Florida, and the two girls that were arrested are 14 and 12 years old. Now, the girl who committed suicide did so by jumping off an abandoned concrete plant, and she had been bullied for about a year. It got so bad that one of the bullies had convinced other girls within the school to stop talking to her. One of her best friends, which was the 12-year-old, completely stopped talking to her and in fact turned on her and started making her life a living hell. Now, the reason why the girls got arrested was made very clear by the police in the area. In fact, if you take a look at the next video, you'll see exactly how the parents responded to the allegations that the kids were bullying this girl online, and you'll also see some of the things that the girls said. Take a look.
There were statements such as you should, drink bleach and die.
The sheriff was naming names and taking the extraordinary step of brandishing pictures of the two minors.
The reason we rushed these arrests quicker than we wanted to is because of this post. Yes, I bullied Rebecca, and she killed herself, but I don't give a, and you can add the last word yourself.
But the parents of one of the girls charged flatly denied it, saying their daughter's Facebook had been hacked.
Is that something that your daughter would write?
No, she wouldn't write anything like that. She's not that type of girl that would just say something like that.
So the girl who committed suicide was Rebecca Sedwick, and again, I mean, she did so in a terrible way. I mean, any type of suicide is terrible, but she jumped off an abandoned concrete plant. And what's incredible is, you know, the 12-year-old who got arrested is showing a great deal of remorse, and so is the father. Her father is showing a great deal of remorse. In fact, he released a statement saying the following: "I feel horrible about the whole situation. It's my fault, maybe, that I don't know more about that kind of stuff. I wish I did." So you can see a sharp contrast between that parent and the parents you saw in the video, and those were the parents of the 14-year-old that were basically saying, "Oh no, our daughter's account got hacked."
Yeah. All right, here's what didn't happen. Your daughter's Facebook account getting hacked. So if you were Glenn Greenwald and you said my account got hacked, maybe that could happen, right? If you're Professor Juan Cole and in the height of the Iraq War and they're looking, you're against the war and the Cheney people are trying to block your nomination to, or your possible transfer to Yale Law School, maybe your account got hacked. Your 14-year-old girl's Facebook account did not get hacked, okay? This is not a federal case. Nobody's on it, okay? And it's just an obvious, sad, pathetic excuse. Of course, the people that anger me the most are the 14-year-old's parents, because you enable her. Look, if her Facebook posts are to be believed, based on what she's written, she appears to be vicious, right? And she went after this girl relentlessly. They moved away, and she still wouldn't stop. She's still hounding her and sending her messages. She gets all these other people to turn. I mean, it's like out of a movie, right? But in the good thing doesn't happen at the end of those movies. Oh, the good girl wins, turns it around on the mean girl, etc. Except in real life, it doesn't work like that. Somebody jumps off a cement plant, right? And after that, she's still vicious enough to say, "I don't give a shit," right? And then the dumbass parents come out and are like, oh golly gee, my girl would never do that. It must be everybody else's fault, but not mine. But look, when you're a parent like that, that's why you have kids like that. Because you just constantly tell them, "You're right about everything. You're great. Oh, you're awesome. Yeah, go ahead. Keep doing whatever you're doing. I believe you're an angel." No, you got to look into what your kids are actually doing.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's as simple as them enabling her. I think that the girl's behavior is a result of their terrible parenting. Right? It's the result of them making that girl think that she is above everything and anything she does is 100% okay. You know, it's not like, you know, we are inherently bad people and it turns out that, hey, you know, our parents just enabled us to be those bad people. I think that the way we are is shaped by who our parents are and what our parents teach us. So her parents are terrible, shitty people, and I have no remorse or regret about saying something like that about them. And, you know, I feel terrible for the 12-year-old because the 12-year-old was actually best friends with Rebecca Sedwick, but, you know, she got pressured by the 14-year-old to follow suit because, remember, this 14-year-old is so vicious that she's telling other girls within the school, if you don't side with me, I'm going to make your life a living hell. And so just to let you know why why this all started in the first place, it turns out that the 14-year-old, which by the way, we keep referring to them by their age because they're unidentified at this point, the 14-year-old started dating Rebecca's ex-boyfriend, and it kind of started from there. So it's this stupid Mean Girls bullshit that snowballed to the point where this teenager committed suicide, and it's sick.
Hey, listen, look, one last thing. It's a general note to all parents, right? Which is, be careful around teenagers. They're incredibly emotional. You should know that, right? So playing around with their emotions is not a good idea. But teenagers are usually vicious to each other, right? So you have to be extra careful, not only to make sure your kid isn't getting bullied, isn't the victim. We all care about that. That's obvious. That's natural. As a parent, you want to protect your kids. But you also got to make sure your kids aren't the ones doing it. It's your responsibility to do that. And it doesn't help when you go, oh, no, no, no. And that's, look, whenever you see a bully that keeps on doing it, you know almost every time there's a parent back there saying, oh, it would never be my kid. My kid's always right.
Now, these girls are unlikely to face any time in juvenile hall or anything like that because of the fact that they're so young, but they have been charged with third-degree felony aggravated stalking. So it is interesting to see that there are laws on the books that can, help us go after people who do this type of bullying. And remember, it's not a simple type of thing where you say, oh, you're fat, you're ugly a few times, and you move on with your life. This went on consistently for a year. So I think that they probably have a pretty strong case against them, but again, they're unlikely to face any time behind bars.
All right, one last thing on this. Look, I'm not a big fan of going after people for what they said. And yes, look, we got to be vigilant about bullying. At the same time, it happens in every school. We can't go around putting everybody in jail, right? But this is an extreme case. And the fact that she had no remorse afterwards and continued to hound the girl even after she left town, and in a sense hounding her family even after her death, right? Well, I mean, if anything is aggravated stalking, you could make a good case that this is.